So next we're going to have Gypsy playing against seriOsity. On what map is game 1? On Longinus. Longinus. Kentenji should be banned, professional bully. Yeah, she bullied the shit out of poor little Cancer X. Well, she certainly took care of cancer fast. Maybe you should consider going into the medical field. If you can kill cancer in 7 minutes, I think all of us would be thoroughly impressed and deeply grateful. And you would probably be a ridiculous millionaire over and over. So it seems like an all-around good decision. In the top left-hand corner, as the blue Protoss, we have seriOsity. And in the bottom position at 7 o'clock as the Red Terran, we have Gypsy. And I know seriOsity is a pretty solid Protoss north of 2K for sure. And I want to say Gypsy is a reasonably solid Terran. So this should be one of our higher level series we have today. I'm excited to see what we get. I hope I'm not wrong about Gypsy, but I believe he is you know, one of those guys that would have been like IC Cup blue ranks or something like that back when that was what we were all doing before Remaster came out and made some people really happy and some people really unhappy. So hopefully we'll get some good TVPs out of this. PVTs, TVPs. Pylon for seriOsity. Queuing a bunch of SCVs here. Whoa, what? No, never mind. That's fine. That's fine. I'm thinking he queued like one extra and I'm like, what? Why are you doing that? I thought he's just gonna make it deep. Where's the depot? Not depot? Late depot? Not depot? Subtly late depot. Gateway for seriOsity. Okay, interesting position for the gateway, right next to the Nexus. And boom! Supply depot. And of course the barracks, making that nice little place. You can slide that Marine through, get a little bit of space to micro against a single Zealot. See if seriOsity opts to make it, and we'll see if seriOsity opts to break out the famous 10-15 gate on Longinus. One of the more iconic builds in Brood War history, just for its general obnoxiousness, and especially for lower level Terran players, how hard it was to deal with. Got to deal with those heavy Dragoon pressures, got to micro that first tank back carefully until you have Siege, repair well, and then Siege in the perfect spot. Siege too far back and the Dragoons just kill the bunker. Siege too close and the Dragoons walk in and snipe the tank. It definitely gave players quite the headache. And SCV heads out for Gypsy. Gonna put down a pylon. Got a single Zealot coming out before Core, or yeah, before Dragoon. And the factory on the way. Here comes the SCV. Gonna get a little bit of intel. We'll see, of course, the Zealot coming out is on a move, gets hit off but can't block the SCV further. So far, nothing spinning in the Cyber Core, but of course, there's not enough gas for that. So. It looks like he's just going to get Dragoon range. Alright, so we got Dragoon range on the way for seriOsity. No super cute builds, no fake air weapons or whatever for getting a Robo out, and the SCV is just going to turn away. Zealot on the way, but there will be 3 or 4 Marines out by the time that seriOsity gets down here. So the Zealot should not be able to do anything at all with decent micro. Alright, here we go. He's walking the right one back. Looks like pretty good control so far from Gypsy. And seriOsity is going to turn that Zealot away, realizes, yeah, that's not going to get anything done. And immediately up goes a bunker. But we can see it's just going to be 1 gate expand from seriOsity, so that fast of a bunker is actually... Oh, and he cancels it. Did he come back in with that SCV and I missed it? If so, that's excellent from Gypsy. That speaks to the fact that he's probably decent. He wouldn't see too many lower level players come back in and cancel a bunker, realizing, oh hey, there aren't more units on the way. I don't need to get this fast. Dragoons or Marines chasing this Dragoon out. Range isn't done yet, so the Marines can micro against it reasonably effectively. A little bit of dancing, though, to avoid taking shots. But that tank is almost out, and we can see seriOsity retreating his Dragoon promptly. And we got speed on the way. Or speed what? Range almost done. Tank is done, and then we'll see the FD coming. Oh, actually, wait. Wait a second, he's making 2 tanks. He's going to do strong FD. Nice. This is a build, although he's only doing it with 4 Marines. Strong FD can be pretty difficult to deal with. Scouting SCV does get in there, gets one more look, confirms the 1 gate. And given this 1 gate expansion, Strong FD is, well, strong in this position. As it comes with 2 tanks and about 5 to 8 Marines, which can usually handle as many as 6 or 7 goons if the strong FD is well microed, particularly with the supporting cast of Vultures laying mines, forcing Dragoons back. So seriOsity is going to need to keep his control tight. He's only going to have 3, and remember, a regular FD can sometimes even give 4 Dragoons problems. He's got to be very careful. This tank is being beautifully microed to get some shots off on this Dragoon. Good control from Gypsy, and the second Dragoon goes down for seriOsity. And immediately this becomes a very scary position. Remember, one gateway, so the reinforcements are also minimal. 2 tanks coming up, of course. Now there's the rallied Vulture. There's still quite a few Marines alive. One of the tanks is very softened up. So if seriOsity can dive in there and get that tank, it'll be a good win for him. But he's going to need that tight control. First mine is laid down, forcing the natural. Another Dragoon goes down, though. This is not going seriOsity's way at all right now. Where did that Vulture go? I guess it died. In the process laying that mine. Immediately a bunker going up as he tries to start ranging down that Nexus. seriOsity clustering there. He's pulling probes, or maybe he's just sending them to the base to mine. Marines walking in there. That's a little too early for them. He wants them alive if he's going to put them in the bunker. And now a few probes are pulled, going to drive these tanks back, and maybe there are enough Dragoons, but here comes another Vulture up. Can he get the Marine in the bunker? That's a nice little start if he can. One goes in. He has not managed to get a tank either. Sends the Dragoon forward to get it, but the tank stays alive by a whisker. Let me tell you. Dragoon should go forward to get the 1 tank. Okay, gets at least the 1. On top of the bunker now, cannot get the 2nd. And now the Marines pop out of the bunker to shoot at the Nexus, and it looks like seriOsity forced to evacuate the Nexus. There is only 1 tank here right now, and with 2 or 3 Dragoons, it ought to be possible to pick off that tank. I don't think Gypsy's going to get the Nexus, but we'll see here. Coming in, he's got to take care of the mines. Now he's going to go for the tank. He's trying to dive on top of it. He's running the pass. He will get this tank. Down it goes. That's an important win here for seriOsity. Is there a reinforcement tank on the way? There is not. That ought to allow him to drive Gypsy back out of his bunker. We can see immediately Gypsy trying to set up the contain, but it doesn't look like it will be sufficient at this point without another tank on the way. Although maybe there's enough damage to get rid of this. And mines could cause some problems. Got a micro back against him. Alright, gets the first mine. Let's see if he can get the stutter micro just right. Needs to be careful. Another bunker going up, which will allow the Marines to be bunkered in range of the Nexus. 2 gate Dragoons on the way. We can see Reaver is going to be coming here for seriOsity as sort of a response to this. He's getting the depot. He really needs to target down the bunker. If he doesn't take that bunker down quick enough, it's going to be pretty rough for him. Good decision to send another SCV up here to repair and extend the bunker life. I guess he just feels he needs to take that down first, but he needs to get those Dragoons in range of this bunker. Not quite positioned there, not quite shooting at it. It's going to be tight if he can save the Nexus. Oh, that's not what he wanted. seriOsity not getting ideal micro there out of that. This bunker is about to go down. Will it finish? No. Okay, he's going to save the Nexus. But he's certainly... Oh, actually, I said he was going to save the Nexus, but very inopportune second tank timing here. I think that means he's going to lose the Nexus now. Tank sieging up. He's going to try to dive on top of it. I don't think 2 Dragoons is enough to do that. There are 4 Marines in this bunker, not working out for seriOsity at all. That Dragoon, unfortunately, is sacked. He's trying to buy time, perhaps, for the Reaver, but it's a long ways away. So he's going to lose the Nexus, and he's going to need some serious Reaver damage here if he wants to get back into this game. That's going to be the only chance for him. He ought to be able to clear that out with a Reaver with good control, but he has taken a lot of damage. Remember, he's lost probes in the transfer. Bunkers remade. Nexus is down. He's contained. Second tank is on the way. And looking grim here for seriOsity. He might just try to break and then go for the kill. Although, actually, it looks like Gypsy's just going to leave. Perhaps thinking, I haven't seen enough units from seriOsity in this position. And if he were not playing with Reaver, he would obviously have built more gateways to deal with this quickly. So I'm just going to go home and defend. We can see a turret is up already, and it looks like Gypsy in good position here to defend this. Here comes the shuttle with the Reaver. Turret getting off a few shots. Reaver is put down, but the tanks are right on top of it. Can he pick it up with the shuttle? No, the shuttle's going to go down, and with it, seriOsity's hopes. And there it is, GG. Gypsy takes game 1. Like I said, strong FD is a dangerous build, especially against a 1-gate expand. It can even give 2-gate expand some difficulty if micro isn't impeccable from Protoss' side. If you don't have that one in your arsenal and you're a newer Terran, it's a good one to add. It's basically the same thing as regular FD, except you make 2 tanks and then make your Vulture, and then push, and yeah, it can cause havoc. Obviously, it delays your Nexus pretty significantly, but it's a strong build. And now we are on what? Jade. Looks like Jade for game 2. Gypsy faces off against seriOsity. Down a game. I did put that in, right? I did put the seriOsity has the lead, right? Please tell me I did. Or the Gypsy has the lead? Yeah. Alright, we got it right. We got it right. So, spawning in the top left-hand corner as our purple Terran, we have Gypsy. And in the bottom left-hand corner as the brown Protoss, we have seriOsity. seriOsity said, "Why'd you ban Zerg?" I don't know what he's... Oh, apparently Gypsy used to play Zerg? Or something of the nature? Well, if he used to play Zerg, and he's playing Terran this decently, he's got to be pretty good. Got to be pretty good. Which is almost making me a little bit worried that I don't know of Gypsy particularly well. Unless he just switched to a different AK and goes by another name. I should know him. I don't know. It's giving me problems. Alright, seriOsity. Oh, look at this. How stereotypical is this? How stereotypical is this? When people chat, be suspicious. When people chat, be suspicious. It's just like this thing. seriOsity says, I'm trying Z. I'm also trying to build some pylons. Is that going to make him play everyone Z, though? It is a bit of a problem. There are a lot of Zergs. There are a lot of Zergs. Got a pylon up. And gateways coming. Pretty good map for it too, because of course the ramp is not very wallable. It's a reverse ramp, not that most Terrans are walling anyway, but it is a reverse ramp map, which means Marines cannot just sit up the ramp and be obnoxious. If they sit at the ramp or below the ramp, then they're doing half damage against the Zealots. It's just rough. Might just be one proxy gate though. So less an all-in and more of just a, oh my god, Zealots are coming into my base to be really scary kind of thing. And just do some damage. Although you might be thinking, damn, if only I had gone for 2 gates. Now, probably won't get scouted. You never know, but it's unlikely that Gypsy will center scout unless he's rolling them flash map hacks from the chat. Oh my god, is he? No, he's not. Dun 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 dun. So close, but not quite. But not quite. But then he's going to see the base and he's going to be like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, what's happening? Well, actually, no, he won't, because he'll see the gas. He'll just be like, he'll know what's happening the second he sees the gas. They're like, no pylons, but there's a gas, so he's not 2-gating me. He's just got 1 gate hidden in the base somewhere. Throws up the next pylon, and now Gypsy's like, okay, okay. And he's also manner pyloning me to be obnoxious. Takes a SCV off the gas. Builds the factory with it. Here comes the Zealot. He's got good building position to deal with it. But of course the Zealot can definitely delay the factory by attacking that SCV. He's got a few pro pits. Down goes the first SCV. Gets a kill to start off with here. Gonna just kind of wander around with his Zealot. Oh, be careful, Gypsy. Gotta keep those Marines alive. Oh, he's got 2 hits on it. Needs to be very, very careful with it. Alright, there we go. Nice run through on the building. But he's taking a hit there. Going for the gas SCV now. Probably going to switch back to the factory. Second Zealot coming into the base. And in the main, do we have anything going up? Yeah, we just got the Cyber Core going up. Here come the 2 Zealots. He's going to split them onto both sides. Nice job here. Where is he going to run with this? Oh, that's not the place to go. He's getting a few Marines trapped. Oh, but the Zealot doesn't go for the attack on that one. He gets 2, he gets 3. All of a sudden, Zealot's doing damage in Gypsy's bases. SCV's going down. This Marine also only has 1 hit left on it, and now he's going to go for the factory, but the factory just finished, so he's got the I say he's got that. He doesn't have enough money to have the Vulture on the way. But he's about to have the Vulture on the way, but there's probably a Dragoon coming next from this gateway, which means there will be a long potential time here where Gypsy is defending, trying to avoid taking damage. He's going to have to wait for quite some time. Interesting spot for those 2 Zealots. Don't quite know what's up with that. But it looks like Gypsy wants to come out here, push these Zealots back, and get a bunker up at his natural secured against the incoming Dragoon threat. And there we go. We can see the bunker is starting. Now, is seriOsity going to surprise with these Zealots from behind as the Dragoon runs in? This Zealot needs to get away with the Vulture out. He's got to pull back and wait for the Dragoon to come, which will allow enough time for the bunker. So well played here by Gypsy. This Zealot is going to get picked off. These 2 Zealots are going to come in from behind, but the Vulture's around now. Both of the Zealots are quite weakened, so I don't think you will see much damage from these slots. Now, he needs to watch the run by here on the Dragoon. If the Dragoon runs by, that's annoying, and it does slip by. So the pressure from seriOsity continues. Range is not started yet for his Dragoon, though. So that will make it significantly weaker than it could otherwise have been. Trying to target fire down, doesn't have that range. Is he going to get another Marine? Like, Gypsy kind of wants to keep some Marines alive, at least until that first tank gets out. And, oh, seriOsity trying to escape, but is unable to do so. Now, Gypsy looking pretty safe. Zealot's taken care of. Tank on the way. Things looking pretty good. Range would be pretty nice to have. It's the one thing lacking. He's getting siege for his tank to defend. And a Vulture out through the middle confirms the gateway. Going to try to get over here to seriOsity's base. Looks like seriOsity is just going to chill at the ramp with Goon Block. I'm going to see the expansions like, okay, I'm not super scared of dying now. Because you want more bases. You're not just secretly hiding 2, 3 gateways in the main base and going to do something weird at my natural. A few depots on the way. Or built, rather, not on the way. Alright, siege is almost done. Got 3 Dragoons coming across the map. That is enough. He needs to get SCVs over here. He's about to have siege, I realize. I guess that's in time. Pretty good position. He's got 4 in the bunker, which makes Dragoon dive a little bit less effective. Interesting unsiege timing. Deciding he doesn't quite like the position of that tank. There we go, that looks pretty good. As long as he's got it such that the Dragoons can't just come up and range the bunker, it's brilliant sieging position. Forcing the Dragoons to walk deep into Marine territory to get a shot off on that tank. And he's going to bring the barracks out front. Now, I think with that siege position... Okay, there we go. That's good. So, nice sieging here from Gypsy. Gonna push those Dragoons back. Barracks landing. Natural's now pretty walled off. Would have to go in the long way to get after anything. Good setup here. Should see a Maynard. There we go. That's a very big Maynard. In fact, that was arguably an over Maynard. No, never mind. Basically still left 1 of each patch, so no, that's fine. That's fine. And again, the robotics facility off of... it's off of 2 gates. Alright, could be Obs, could be Reaver. Let's wait and see. It looks like it's just going to be Obs. Oh, if I would have seen this, I would have said, yeah, obviously Obs, but... So it is scouted, and look what it prompts. It prompts a little bit of 3-tank aggression here from Gypsy. He's got his 2 facts. We got 2 facts versus 2 gates with no Obs, which could be scary for seriOsity. He lost to a related timing earlier, although that was a 1 fact with 2 tanks. Although it looks like Gypsy is just going to put some tanks on the high ground and look to take a 3rd base fast of his own. Quick 2-fact 3rd base. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just keeping up in the economy. I like this sieging reasonably well. Be a little bit vulnerable to a large group of goons walking up this way and then walking in. But if the goons just came straight up the ramp, it would be absolutely beautiful. Now, if you had a few mines on this side to slow the walk up, then it would be really nice. But right now he's just making tanks. Just making tank defense. I think he's going to reposition this a bit down here, start getting up a wall at this base. Obviously we saw the CC started. Siri up to 4 gateways now. Should have an OBS out. There it is. 2-fact tank getting second gas. We've got an armory upgrading, so just setting up for some long-term play here. And seriOsity doing the same. It's not like he's exploded his gateways, like he's just going to try to bash Gypsy's head in with gateway units. It's going to be more of a finesse, macro-oriented, longer game play style. Ob's coming up here to get a look. I don't think there are any turrets, right? I don't think there's an eBay. I haven't seen one. Yeah, no eBay. So this Obs is going to get some beautiful vision of everything that is going on. Sees the third base, sees the timing of it, sees that, okay, he hasn't started mining minerals yet, but he's got it done. So I'm ahead, but I'm not super ahead. Or, I don't even know if you call it head, as Terran can certainly afford to take a slower third base than Protoss. In fact, he's probably seeing this thinking, Terran's got some pretty strong macro going right now. Getting a Citadel over here. Very fast weapons, so definitely looking at a longer game type play. You certainly wouldn't get weapons if you wanted to be really aggressive against Terran's 3 bases. And Gypsy has set up quite the wall here now, so extremely defensive setup. And of course he doesn't have scanner, so this is kind of smart by Gypsy. You know, he's like, hey, I don't have vision. I know I've got a fast third base, so I'm in a good position overall. So I'm just gonna wall this off, be very defensive, and there's really nothing you can do because I've got a good economy. And putting some buildings out front here are fine because these are buildings I need anyway. It's not like I'm investing in, you know, say Protoss investing in 6 cannons at the front, where that would slow you down. It doesn't slow you down to float your barracks over. It doesn't slow you down to build an eBay. You're going to get turrets anyway. It's not like he's gone nutso with turrets. He's got 1 at the front. Probably has 1 at the third. Doesn't even have any in the main. In fact, he's, if anything, skimped on turrets with the late Academy and eBay. So seriOsity is going to take a 4th and possibly a 5th. And just try to get and stay in the macro game that way. And very fast science facility. So this is just a very tech-heavy, upgrade-oriented, very slightly greedy, although calibrated, long game play from Gypsy here. And in response, seriOsity is basically doing his own form of calibrated greed, grabbing the 4th and 5th base very quickly. Certainly shouldn't be an option now for Gypsy to be aggressive, as Siri's working off of 4 gateways. Which is enough to handle Terran off of 2 factories, barring some major mistake. But we will see the macro kicking in here soon from Gypsy. So seriOsity clearing everything out over here, moving some Dragoons in the center, looking for vultures. But of course, with 2 factories, Gypsy's focus has been purely on making tanks. We're going to see the first vultures start to come into play now. Is that second upgrade? It's probably second upgrade, yeah. Second upgrade, so working on a very fast 2-0. And eventually 2-1, I'm assuming. Do we have an armory positioned anywhere? We see getting some scans, so we're about to have much better intel from Gypsy. And of course, seriOsity has that beautiful, perfect intel, seeing exactly when these factories are going down. You can see his gateway explosion starting now, going up to about 9 gateways or so. Hello to you too, buddy. There's the second armory. As we get some interference from overly sensuous audience members. Oh, vultures in annoying positions. They're actually being able to snipe off a few of these probes. Good position for them. Dragoons raining down shots on the vulture, taking care of those, but does pick off 3 or 4 probes. So hey, it's a pretty good trade as far as economy goes. And wow, seriOsity's just trying to consume the map while he can. Almost wonder if he's taking a few too many Nexi at this point. Sometimes you can get in a position where you take so many bases that you don't get a good gateway explosion, and then Terran pushes out with a big army, and you just don't have the ability to have units in multiple places, and you get choked out. So we'll see how it plays out. Siri does have a nice solid supply lead, though, as he's been on his 4 gateways, and now been on 8 gateways for a little bit longer than Gypsy's been on his 7 facts. But definitely starting to get the macro engine running. Probably will add a shop or 2 here somewhat soon. A few vultures trying to slip by and get some harass here over the third base. No cannons yet for Siri. So we're going to get some kills here. So again, Gypsy getting his money's worth in a vulture harass right now. And now going to slip into this base. And seriOsity just out of position. So in go the vultures. But there's only 1 probe to pick off here. And all they're going to do is draw Siri's goons away from his base. And again, more vultures now being run around. which is going to make this, if he continues to do Vulture Harass like this, it's going to result in a little bit slower of a maxing from Gypsy, but it's going to be a very tank-heavy army, which can be quite scary. And look at this. I like it, I like it, I like it. We've got two Stargate Arbiters with all that gas, certainly possible to do. Does he have a support bay, though, for shuttle speed, or is it just going to be a slow shuttle? Alright, now some Dragoons getting on top of this harass more in the center of the map. These 4 probes are quite forgotten about. Alright, the Vultures have managed to outfox the Goons, and seriOsity's just... He's got these Nexi over here, but they're not doing anything, as Vulture's continuing to slip around laying a boatload of mines. It's going to take the Goons a while to clear those out. Here we come. Hungry Vulture's going to snipe off the 2 probes. I mean, there's only 2 probes over here, but going to go to town on those. And we can see that seriOsity's supply lead has been deeply eaten into by this Vulture Harass. And now they'll also snipe off the cannon back here. And that means these 4 probes here are also vulnerable, although no, it looks like seriOsity's finally able to get his Goons into position and going to allow him to Maynard a few more probes over here. And again, seriOsity's spending a lot of money getting these Nexi up. Does have that supply lead now, a little bit more reestablished as he kills off those Vultures. But realize this is quite a tank count we got over here. We've got, what, at least 2 control groups of tanks right now. And should be at least 2-1 upgrades. Yeah, 2-1 upgrades with 3-2 on the way. Mine's in some decent spot. It looks like Siri's going to start gathering his army, but he's got to be careful. There's no ops here. Dragoons don't want to walk into too big of a minefield, especially not uphill. Alright, no mine. Okay, never mind, there's an observer there. Alright, so the Goons are being collected now, the army being collected at the appropriate timing for seriOsity in the middle of the map. Tanks sieged up here as Gypsy moves up onto the high ground pod here in the middle, and that is quite an army from seriOsity as well. Nice composition. He's got a shuttle with Zealots and Storm. Maybe it's all Storm now. He's got Dragoons, and he's going in. Gypsy's army is kind of sprawled out, not exactly in the best positioning here, so we'll see how this engagement goes. These are very clump Zealots, though, for seriOsity. Against this much tank fire, that is going to do a lot of damage. I think the Zealots are going to evaporate, and it's going to leave only Goons. This is not enough for seriOsity, but he's getting off some strong Storms, at least at first, but now the tank's too spaced out. Will the Storms be enough to break through, combined with Goons on the high ground? I don't think so. seriOsity looks like he's overcommitting here. You usually don't want to give up all your Dragoons. It's such a tricky thing to do in PvT, because when you go in there like that with all your Dragoons, like if you overstay your welcome by literally 2 or 3 seconds sometimes, it's the difference between retreating with a control group and a half of Dragoons and retreating with 3 Dragoons. But seriOsity now has thrown away his army in its entirety. He has saved his Arbiters, but he has lost everything, which means he's going to have to re-macro everything. He doesn't have any Dragoons in his army right now. He is making a bunch as he knows he needs that Dragoon backbone, needs to get it back into his composition, but will he get it in time? I don't think so, and that's really not going to allow him to slow down these tanks unless he's got enough Arbiters that he can do some beautiful stasising. First Arbiter is not headed the right direction, so that is suicide watch for that Arbiter. seriOsity is getting some gateways up here, which is good, but Gypsy has the siege now, and this is a rough position for seriOsity. He does not have the units to fight this right now. He's got to pull back, but look at the gateways down here. He's going to have the vast majority of his gateways choked off, which means his only hope here is going to be recalls, since he's not going to be able to reinforce from any other sides, which means he cannot break this. He will not break this army from Gypsy until he can get gateways elsewhere or force an unsiege of some sort. Or perhaps recall on top of it. He's getting off a lot of stasis, but that means he needs to kill this army really soon. Not the best rally here from Gypsy. These Vultures are not fighting an efficient fight. In fact, none of these units are. They're basically being donated to these Dragoons. A bit of a mistake here from Gypsy, but there are just so many tanks down here, and now Gypsy up on the high ground, and seriOsity is just fighting this, but it's not a fight he can win here, especially not in a choke, even with the tanks on the low ground, and all this is about to unstasis, and reinforcements continuing to spill down. Surprised he isn't laying mines, but seriOsity can only fight with his gateways and his units coming out one by one into the small choke. It's just not possible for him to amass a force, and it looks like Gypsy is just rolling over him right now. seriOsity just, that first engagement just fought a little too long, giving away everything, and now Gypsy's going to take the game. You know, perhaps if seriOsity had the full macro train, you know, and 8 gates over this base, perhaps there would have been a way to deal with this, but with all the gates centered at one base, just not an option. A couple SCVs find this base, but I don't think Gypsy's too worried, especially since he only sees 2 gateways here. And seriOsity completely choked out. Obviously, Gypsy now heading over, shutting down this base. seriOsity still has pretty decent mining. but the issue for him right now is having an army in a spot to do anything efficient. And it looks like Gypsy does want to go into the main and at least kill off the gateways. Don't think he has enough to recall. I'm trying to see if there's any arbiters out on the map anywhere that could do a recall, but it doesn't look like it. A bunch of units are huddled in here, but you know, these units are just going to die. We can see Gypsy has a huge supply lead as seriOsity just cannot replenish his army. Oh, something going wrong with those tanks. That would be a bad time to move command, and here comes some good zealots. This will be a decent trade for seriOsity. He needs everything he can get right now. He can clear these tanks, but there's a lot more units in general here from Gypsy. He needs a couple more Goliaths with this. He's starting to clear out some of these gateways now. The zealots are still continuing to be a problem. He needs a few more vultures down with this army, but we can see now he's sending the tanks over here. Let's see, can he get a scan off over on this base? There we go. He is paying attention to that as well. He might not actually kill these gateways now. If another... Oh, actually, with all of these unpowered, yes, he'll get rid of everything here. And now there are units choking out all the bases. A few gateways here. seriOsity making a few dragoons. Needs a little bit of tank support here. 3 or 4 vultures will not clear this out. But this base looks... Well, let's see. What's he got? Okay, he's got a 4-tank reinforcement plus some vultures. Should clear that out. And indeed, seriOsity forced the GG. And Gypsy 2-0 over seriOsity. I think that game could have gone a little bit better from seriOsity if he wouldn't have committed so much to that engagement. But unfortunately he did. And that's how